I ran across something rather hilarious on Facebook. Um, got me doing a little searching, got me a little curious. It is dealing with one of these hoaxes that I often see. It gets spread and people start believing things that are not true and whatever. I'll explain it all in this video. I'll try to keep it brief. But hoaxes go back a ways in the internet world. And prior to social media, the way they would spread would be via email. I remember back in 2002, the teddy bear virus hoax. Some of you may remember this. I'll show you if you don't. This is the reminder here of the teddy bear virus hoax. This little guy right here, little innocent looking teddy bear. What that was actually the icon for a program that was part of Windows, and if you had Java installed on your computer, this was a little, and you can see it says that right here, Java Debug Manager, and it was called, JDB GMGR.exe, and so the hoax in the email would be like telling you exactly which folder to go to look for this thing. And if you got this teddy bear, your computer was infected, delete it immediately, and it gave you the instructions. And well, luckily, this wasn't like a crucial file for most folks, because if you were going to fall for this, you probably weren't a Java programmer, right? So it's an innocent enough thing. This actually, when I was at work, I retired from the Army in 2003, and I started working in January '04 for this company, different company that I'm with now. Same bunch of folks, but it was just a different company back then. Anyway, the boss, the head guy, our program manager, basically sent an email to everybody telling us to look in our computers to see. And I was like, oh, whoa. And well, me and this other guy who was headed him off went and told the guy, hey, no, don't be telling people to do this. So there was no impending disaster, if everyone would have gotten rid of their Java debug manager file. But the real greater point there is, if you don't know what you're doing with your computer, it's probably not a good idea to mess with settings and start deleting things just because somebody sent you an email, right? On that same note, just because somebody can predict what you're going to see on your computer, you shouldn't follow the instructions necessarily. Because a lot of the behaviors that, especially something like Facebook, what happens on my Facebook page is probably pretty easy for me to give you instructions and say, hey, check if this happens on your Facebook as well. And it's going to happen that way because it's a program, and we all kind of, even though there's different versions of Facebook out there right now, I think they roll them out in waves or whatever. So this is what I'm going to bring my Facebook page over here, and I'm already in the settings. So this is essentially what the claim was. Now, this is the desktop version, so it's a little different than what you would see on your phone. But essentially, this is the blocking page. You can block all different kinds of things. You can even block people, and I have a list of people that I have blocked over the years. It's not very many. Nobody here that I know. It's just people would send me, well, there's one guy that I used to kind of talk to, but he got a little annoying because he was trying to do money-making stuff with me. And I just had to finally say, he's a guy from India. I just finally had to say, nah. So anyway, these other people are just people that send a request saying, hey, come check out my page or whatever. So I blocked them. and I think you could do what this hoax claims up here on the block users if you're on the phone. It doesn't work too well on the desktop app. So here is where you can block pages. And so you can type, it says right here, type the name of the page, right? So what this thing instructs you to do is to type fact check. And it says, look at all the fact checkers that are on your Facebook. They're checking your posts to see if the things are truthful. And we've all probably seen this little overlay on somebody's post that says false information, and you have to unhide it. You have to physically click the little link to unmask that post or whatever. Well, that's not what this is. This is just a way of finding a page that you want to block. That's all it is. This right here, I'll just RMIT ABC. I could come up here and RMIT ABC, and there it is. There's the fact check page. If I went there, I clicked it, it would come up, right? And so I just blocked them, so I'm going to unblock them. So you could type, bananas and pajamas. I'm going to block that page, whatever. That's all this is the ability to block a page. But what it's being sold as is, this tool that Facebook has rolled out. And if you go to YouTube, you can see some videos of people claiming that these are bots. Now, if you go on the phone, it looks a lot different than here. When I type this fact check, I get some links that I wouldn't get on my phone. There's a lot of just says fact check, and there's just dozens of them that come up. Well, either place you look, it's not a bot. And here's the thing: if Facebook if they had a goal to release a bunch of bots, which bots are just programs, if they had a bunch of programs that were going out to everyone's Facebook page to check to see what kind of information they're posting, they would not implement a feature that you could just go to your settings and search for the bots by typing fact check, and then you could block them and it wouldn't work anymore. There would be no reason for Facebook to put that into their code, right? Why would they do that? If their reason was to scan all of Facebook pages to fact check people's pages, they would just do it. It would be running in the background. I think the way, and I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think the way that these things, it's self-reporting. Like, I have to physically go and report someone that, they're posting something that's false or whatever. You'd actually report that to somebody, and then somebody would take a look at it. Or I don't know if it automatically comes up with a flag. I don't really know. But I'll tell you what it's not. This right here, this little place where you can type in pages. Oh, it's not even up right now. This little thing right here, that's not blocking any of these bots. That's not what that's doing. That is just a way of blocking a page. So anyway, my friend posted this, and I just said, hey, this is not really how it works. That's not what that is. And he was resistant, and he didn't care if he was blocking his page. It really no harm, I suppose. Other than what I said earlier, if you'll do this one that has no harm at all, really, other than you wouldn't be able to get, like if somebody posted something from one of those fact check pages, and it could be somebody fact checking something that you don't agree with or whatever. Anyway, you're blocking them all, so you wouldn't be able to see their content. Who cares, maybe? I guess. But if it's that easy to get you to do something on your computer with your settings in Facebook, you want to be a little careful with who you're listening to, right? Some random people on whatever. So I tried to point that out, and nobody really seemed to want to take my advice or, I mean, who the hell am I? Some dope on this guy's Facebook page, right? And this one guy, though, he comes on, and he's one of these guys, I saw him make some comments that he goes, you got to go back every couple weeks and check it again because there's more of them. You got to keep on top of it. And it's like, no, that's not really what's going on. Other people are just making Facebook pages that have the words fact and or check in them. And so it comes up in your search results and you're blocking those pages as well. So I basically just said, hey, well, I clicked this guy's profile and I noticed that he was posting all of his content publicly, right? And I'm thinking, well, if somebody is security conscious and they don't want somebody doing something on their page, that's probably not a good idea. You know, I post some things public. Sometimes I'll post only to friends. That's the default, is my friends can see my posts, but there are a lot of posts that I'll make that are public. Anyway, so this guy eventually, I didn't get hostile with him. I just told him, hey, you know, you're posting public. You might want to, if you're concerned about security, you might want to change that or whatever. Well, he blocked me. He blocked me. I guess I was fact checking him. So like one of the other commenters on that thread said, I guess he's consistent. I was fact checking, so he blocked me too. Anyway, so here I wanted to see just how like prevalent this is. So I went to search for Facebook block fact check. And there's some videos, and this was one of them right here. That was the most hilarious one. Because this guy here goes through, he actually, I guess you can see, you can't see his name, but later on he comes and shows how he's got his all squared away now. He'll check the fact check and there will be none that show. And I'm not going to play this whole thing, I'm going to skip forward. Fact check, see, no results found. But then he says what you got to do, change the spelling. Put an E in there. Fact check. He pronounces it funny. So he thinks but all that's doing is matching the string here, fact checker. So there's a bunch, you can see how that is, yeah, right? He's going to scroll maybe. There's a bunch of them that have the words fact checker in them. So you can block those. But they're not bots. They're just not bots. You're not doing anything other than blocking some Facebook pages. So I'm going to probably take this video, make it, upload it to YouTube. And what I'll do is I'll share it with the thread that my friend originally had posted. And hopefully it's not going to ruffle anybody's feathers. One of the problems with when you're typing text to people, right, is they can't really hear the inflection of your voice or your mannerisms or the fact that you're not being hostile. They'll read some emotion into it or whatever. And I understand, though, that it's not easy to, and this is what I think happens with situations like this. I'm not a psychologist, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express a couple times. So I think what people will see this, they'll read about this and they'll see, wow, it works on mine too. I'm blocking all these fact checkers. Damn those fact checkers. Don't dare check my facts. And so they get this like little dopamine hit that they're doing something. They found a secret and they're taking care of that secret. I think that is why so many people are like, oh, I want to do it. And they'll do this thing on their phone, right? Or they'll do it on their Facebook page on their computer. And then when I present information saying, yeah, that's not what's really going on here, they don't want to believe that because I'm taking that away from them. You know what I mean? It's like they have that little secret that they found and they want it to be true to the point where if I tell them that's not the way it is, they're going to be more resistant to me because they want that thing that they just discovered, that it was a little exciting, and they know that they can keep the man away from their Facebook page or whatever it is. I think that's part of it. Maybe not everybody, but just my theory. So I'm going to stop this for now, and hopefully the guy that blocked me, I can get one of these other people to share it with him so he could see it. You blocked me, guy. That's amazing to me that your skin was that thin, that my little comments to you that weren't even hostile caused you to block me. Freaking hilarious. Don't be gullible, people. That's my final message.